Hello and welcome to the book of me written by you, prompts 13 and 14 for this week. So this will be doing something a little bit different, and I thought this was really of a trial. This is for two reasons. Firstly, these two prompts go hand in hand, and I think it will help you as you're trying to work through the prompts. Secondly, it's a trial for some reflection I've been doing. Over the first 12 weeks, I was very much aware that some people have got behind, and some people took about 2/3 of the week in order to reflect on what they wanted to write about. And that isn't a criticism, but I wondered whether we could make this better for participants so that you actually perhaps had the week's prompt that you could be working on and perhaps thinking in the background for the following week's prompt. So going forward, each prompt will be released weekly as we've always done, but I may well give you the week's prompt and then the following week's prompt for you to kind of think on and ponder on. And that's something that perhaps we can pick up in the next hangout, which is scheduled for Tuesday. But let's move on to the prompts. So for this week's prompt, so week 13, the prompt is special people and iconic figures. And I think this stems from the fact that we often are influenced or form a degree of admiration for people in the public eye. And so with this in mind, if you could hold a dinner party and could invite no more than 12 of those people, who would you invite? So you cannot include family members in this. The special people could be famous or historical people. It doesn't matter what time frame. So you could have Churchill and Napoleon in the same room. What meals would you serve and why? And perhaps if you are so inclined, you might want to cook the meal and then share a picture. Week 14, the prompt is again special people, so building on from last week's prompt. However, again, if you could have a dinner party and could invite no more than 12 people, who would you invite? And you can include family. So this could be people that you are still alive and live in another part of the country or the world, or it could be people who are that you knew that have since passed along, or it could be just people who are family members, ancestors, who you would just love to get round a table and talk to. Again, what meals would you serve and why? And perhaps again you could include the recipe or photograph if you decide to cook the items. So what now? So you have obviously watched and read this video. On Saturday, so the 23rd of November, it's tomorrow, prompt 13 will be released. On Saturday the 30th of November, that's next Saturday, prompt 14 will be released, so just as usual, but you have both prompts in this video so that you can plan your responses. The hangout is scheduled for Tuesday the 26th at 3 p.m. London time. Will pop up in the Google stream, or you can watch from YouTube. We'll discuss these two prompts. Okay, so you've got this week's prompt and next week's prompt. The prompt for week 14 will be released as usual next week, but it means you can get a bit of a head start and do some planning on the next 2 weeks worth of prompts. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed these next 2 weeks of prompts, and hope to see you on the hangout on Tuesday. Thank you, and I'll see you next week. Bye now.